And welcome. Thank you for joining me. We are now busy with ADHD Basics, episode number 7. Right, let's get into it. Do kids grow out of ADHD? That's a question some of you parents have been asking me. So let's tackle that issue for today's program. What happens to ADHD? And it's something. Excuse me. If your child has trouble staying focused or acts impulsively due to ADHD, you sometimes hope, parents, we hope, we're getting tired of this, will this child ever grow out of it? After all, some symptoms such as ADHD, like common in every child, some symptoms like daydreaming, forgetfulness, this can be common in a lot of children. So you wonder, now, is this really a serious thing? Will they grow out of it? But while it can happen sometimes, if a child has been definitely diagnosed with ADHD, then the chances are that only a small percentage of that will grow out of it. Sometimes it fluctuates, it goes away, it comes back again. Other than that, I know many patients, some patients, their children, very, very, got typical symptoms of hyperactivity, like a V8 engine inside, everywhere. And the parents will just laugh. They say, no, he's just like that. His grandfather's like that. They didn't take for medication, no doctor checkup. Eventually, these children grow up, married, having children, no problems. So it just depends on the culture, but it's a very strong support structure. The family is very good now. The Indian community got a very strong support structure. Indian community got very strong family bonds. Chinese community got very strong family bonds. The Afrikaner community got very strong family bonds. So if there's very strong family bonds, then a child can get through that, even with the ADHD, because there's a support structure. Other patients that I had with a little girl, very, very quiet, typical of attention deficit, very typical, non-responsive, very quiet. But the family said, she's like that. Her grandmother was like that. They just laughed it off. And she grew up fabulously. She became a super, super artist. Alhamdulillah. So let's not be too serious on it. Absolutely make sure that does your child definitely have ADHD? Only in that situation you will know that in all likelihood the child, majority of them, 60-70% have some symptoms throughout their life. Okay, let's get in. People can find out that they have ADHD at any age, but it's most often diagnosed in children around the age of 6 years. Recent studies suggest that ADHD and its symptoms usually continue even after kids have grown up. Sometimes ADHD symptoms might go away and come back or change over time. Okay, so I apologize. I'm just having a very difficult day today. But, when I commit myself to do something, I've committed myself to do a series on ADHD, and I would like to do it. So just bear with me. Just be patient. I'll be squirming and jumping. I don't have ADHD, although I'll be jumping and fidgety. So just bear with me as we get through this. So the ADHD isn't something that you just have or don't have. And the path it can take over time can also vary. Consistent with earlier studies, about 30% of those in the study seem to fully recover, but 70% still have some lingering aspects of ADHD. It seems to go away for a time and then it comes back again. ADHD symptoms go up and down. Now, what to expect if a child grows up with ADHD? It may look different as they get older. ADHD symptoms in kids often are easier to spot, but in adults, they tend to hide it or they cope with it or they have other problems. For example, kids could squirm, fidget, like how I'm fidgeting at the moment. I'm fidgeting because of the pain. I'm jumping here like a fish here at the moment, but out of respect for you, I can't jump out of bed. I have to be quiet here. So the kids may have trouble staying on task at school. They might also be impulsive, cut into lines or talk out of turns. But adults continue to struggle with attention while some of the other symptoms go away or are turned inward. For example, instead of being hyperactive, they may feel restless. So adults, instead of being hyperactive, you'll notice they're feeling restless or they get very easily bored. They don't stay focused on what is going on. Stress can play a role for adults. So the amount of support a person receives and how well they can find ways to manage this. I can't stress how much the support is important. So as I mentioned, the Indian communities, Chinese communities, Afrikaner communities, the Italian communities, very, very good. Even the Greek communities, very good social bonds. So in those cases, if there's a problem of ADHD or autism or even like heart attacks or diabetes, the entire family gets together. Especially if there's a calamity. Someone hears, oh, there's a heart attack. The entire family is there. The neighborhood is there. Everyone is there. So that support structure is very important. The neighbors are bring food for the family. They say, don't you cook. Don't do nothing. We are here to help you. So in those cases, there's very good, strong bonds. And this was especially true when I was growing up 30, 40 years ago. when there was big family structure. But today with nuclear families, it's becoming a bit more difficult. But there are still those values which, especially in the smaller towns, Pitt-Retief, Rustenburg, Petersburg, Polokwane, Middelburg, Standerton, Bethel, in those areas, those family bonds are very, very powerful. If a child lives with ADHD now, you can expect symptoms to get better with treatment, and as you learn ways to help cope with manage it, as they grow up, it's likely that there will be times when the symptoms won't bother them much. Okay, they will have it, they'll cope with it, they'll deal with it. Can you prevent ADHD? Can good prenatal care while the mother is pregnant, can you prevent ADHD or any other types of illnesses, right? So it's important. Complications of pregnancy are linked to ADHD. Let's get that very clear. But as a mother, don't blame yourself. If you haven't done anything wrong, don't blame yourself. Don't say it's because my fault, my child. Don't do that. As mothers, please be compassionate to yourself. God was merciful, is compassionate to you. A mother is a very compassionate human being. A mother has got a womb, and in Arabic, in Islam, we say raham. The word for womb is raham. R-H-M, the Arabic words, and the word raham comes from the word rahma. So the rahma means mercy. So the womb of a mother is mercy. So don't blame yourself unnecessarily if the child is not well. But here's the proviso. As long as you did not take any alcohol, smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, drinking champagne, taking drugs, narcotic drugs, even antibiotics that affect your child. So as long as you haven't done things deliberately to harm your baby, then please, this is the will of the Creator, and accept it as such. So be kind to yourself, be kind to your child. And in-laws and mother-in-laws and father-in-laws and grandparents mustn't blame the mother to say, oh, it's because of you that the child is not well. We mustn't do that. Some experts believe that altering a child's diet may reduce behavior. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Share with me your thoughts. I love to read your comments. And please share this information. We are sharing knowledge. So it's important. Processed sugars and carbohydrates, we're also reducing the stigma. Let's remove the stigma. That's why we are sharing knowledge. So processed sugars and carbohydrates may affect a child's activity level. We get a sugar high, but please don't be too strict. Don't cut out kids. You get on the internet, you get a lot of fad diets. You do this restrictive diet, carb restriction, sugar restriction. Leave out all of those things. You know your child the best. If a child loves sugar, give him the sugar, give him the ice cream, give him whatever he likes, as long as it's not too much. You will know if a child goes on a sugar high. So don't follow extreme diets. It'll make your child, because your child is going through unnecessary difficulty in any case. Give your child the things that he loves. His child is growing up. Give him the pizza, give him the ice cream, give him the chocolate. Don't be a serious parent. Don't be a very strict parent. So it's important not to go too far. Being too restrictive with your child's diet can also lead to nutritional deficiencies. So speak to your pediatrician, speak to your doctor. Does your child need nutrition supplements? So it's important to weigh the risks and benefits of elimination diets, but don't be extreme. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah. We'll see you in the next episode, which is number 8. Alhamdulillah.